Hey record nerds of the internet. Today we're going to do a dramatic retelling of the MoFi debacle with toys. Coming up.
Six in the morning.
So once upon a time, in a land far away called the vinyl community, we had members of the vinyl community. This is our representation of the vinyl community. It's pudgy, it's red, it's bloated, and it goes like that. It was living its best life, loving all the audiophile records, loving paying $100 a record for new reissues. And we had Michael from the In-Groove in Arizona saying, MoFi is awesome. Their records are all analog. I love analog. Check out my Wilson speakers. Check out my store. Don't you love analog? I only buy all analog records. MoFi are all analog. Acetates turn to dust. And so the vinyl community loved it. They're like, yay, yay, we love expensive records. Until one day, Michael 45 RPM, this is him. 2020, so he's been, Germany's problematic because of things that happened 100 years ago, so he has been turned...
2,000 years later.
But he's still German. So he's like, one day he's like, Guten Tag, I'm not a native speaker, but I think MoFi is bullshit because how could they make that many Michael Jackson Thriller records if they're using an analog source? They must be using a digital source. And in fact, I have word that they are. And at the same time, Michael from In-Groove in Arizona said the same thing. He's like, yeah, that makes sense. And I've been told by an anonymous source that they are using digital sourcing. And they've been doing it for a decade. And the vinyl community got upset. Ooh. And so we reached out to MoFi. This is Jim Davis at MoFi. And he said nothing.
Okay, so then why don't you say something?
So everyone wondered, were they analog? Were they digital? They had to be digital, right? They can't be digital. I spent a lot of money on these things. And so one day, Michael In-Groove went to go meet with Jim Davis. See you later, Michael 45. And they sat down. Well, not Jim Davis, but associates of Jim Davis. And they loved lasagna. And he said, are these digital? And they said, yes. And as the vinyl community was throbbing in disgust for what they have learned from Jim Davis, you had the anti-audiophile trolls came and they yelled at the audiophile vinyl community and said, you're stupid for paying that kind of money for records. I told you you were stupid. You said you could hear digital. You can't hear digital. You can't tell the difference between analog or digital. You've been wasting your money. You're stupid. And then the vinyl community, ooh, their head almost exploded. They got this pustule on the back of their necks being squeezed for money from mobile fidelity. And they were upset. But not as upset as Michael Fremer. Michael Fremer. He's like, hey, Michael 45 isn't a journalist, and Michael In-Groove isn't a journalist. I should be the one breaking the story. But everyone's like, go away, Michael Fremer, you're old. And the audiophile vinyl community was dead. Until Chad Kasem came and was like, hey guys, I've got Steely Dan, UHQR, $150 you can spend your money on. And the trolls were like, no! And the boomer audiophiles were like, yes, I live. So let's hear it for the Michaels. Michael Ingroove. Michael 45 RPM audiophile. And Michael Fremer. He's been doing it for years. He's been holding it down. I was just kidding about the year old, honestly. Michael Fremer has been doing great work for a long time. He's a bit of a curmudgeon, but so am I, and that's why I love him. Let's hear it for the trolls. Even though they're out there making straw man arguments about why people are upset about MoFi, you know, thanks for something. Let's hear it for Mr. UHQR himself. I'm not allowed to say that Steely Dan sucks. People get upset, but he's putting out great pressings of albums that people want, just not me. And even Jim Davis. I mean, yeah, they lied directly and indirectly for years. But let's hope there's a redemption story for these guys, because I think MoFi has been an institution that we've all benefited from. And then finally, the vinyl community. Have a good day.